Hey guys, my name is Kajal for all of you that are new here. So today I'm going to be reviewing the new Fenty Pro Filter Longwear Hydrating Foundation. I'm going to be comparing it with the Fenty Pro Filter Longwear Soft Matte Foundation. So I'm going to be using the soft matte on this side of my face while the hydrating on this side of my face. And I'm going to be doing hourly check-ins probably every 2 to 3 hours, and I'm going to show you how my makeup lasts. I'm also going to be showing you a demo as to how I'm applying these two products on my face. How it sits, how it wears, how comfortable it feels, does it look cakey, does it cling around any of my dry patches, or how long does it last, does it fade away quickly, and how oily I get. So today's video is going to be all about that, and if you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also, please comment below on what videos you all would like to see next. And if you all do want to see a demo, wear test, and a full description on the new Fenty foundation, then please keep on watching. So I'm going to prime my face the same. I'm going to use the NYX Angel Veil Primer in my T-zone because that's generally where I get oily throughout the day. Just a little bit in the middle of my forehead. Some on my nose. I do have larger pores next to my nose, that's around here, which I'd like to fill up because they tend to show when I put foundation. They tend to look a little bigger if I get oily in that region. A little bit on my chin. I do also get a little dry around this area, so if a foundation is too heavy and cakey, it will show here and it will show in the middle of my forehead and next to my nose. But that's quite normal. A lot of foundations do it. Almost I think every foundation does it. I just have to exfoliate my face well and moisturize it well. So I'm in the shade 230 in the Fenty Hydrating and the Matte Foundation. So they are correlating. So if you are say 230 in the matte foundation, you are 230 even in the hydrating foundation. So I use a brush. Any kabuki brush will do. I don't really use sponges on my face. I feel a brush gives me a better finish. It gives me more coverage, and I don't really apply much foundation, so it doesn't really look cakey either where I go ahead and I need to use a sponge. I rarely do use sponges. I'm just going to go ahead and apply the foundation with my PAC 231 brush. I really like this brush. I'm going to use it for this side of my face, and then I'll use another brush for the other side of my face. So I'm using the Fenty Soft Matte Longwear Foundation, which is their matte foundation. I'm in the shade 230, and as it said, it is a soft matte. It's not very drying, and I really like this foundation, how it sits on my skin. It's not very heavy, and even coverage wise, it's a good coverage. I think it's a good medium coverage. I can build it to a full if I do want so. So I just go in with a thin layer first wherever I need. And then I can go ahead and add the product. So I'm using this foundation since more than a year now. As in when it launched is when I got this foundation, and I really like it. I even use this for my brides. It's quite long wearing. Even though it's very thin, like it's not runny. It's very thin, but it's very long wearing. So I used like half or 3/4 of a pump for the matte foundation. Coverage wise, it covered pretty well. I feel I don't really want more coverage than this. Probably I could use a little more coverage here because I get a little red here, and just a few spots over here. But otherwise, I like the coverage. I don't really like to go with too heavy of a coverage. I like a good medium coverage, and I think this is quite medium. If I do go ahead and build up, probably here is where I want my coverage, and here I can get, I think, a good full. But it's very thin, so it doesn't really look very heavy on your skin. So as you can see, the matte foundation blended in no time. It looks like my skin, but like better. And this is generally the amount of foundation I like to put. I don't like to go too heavy. If I have a few areas that I like to conceal, I do it with my concealer. So this is the matte foundation on the left side of my face with the primer. As you can see, it's not very matte. Like, it is a good satin finish, a good natural finish, because I am not looking too dry or too parched. I think it's looking quite good on my face. And you can see coverage wise, this side of my face has no makeup while this does. So you can see it does have good coverage. It covered my redness, which I generally have around my nose. It covered the few spots I had over here. And I like the coverage, and I think it looks very natural. It looks very good. It's very long lasting and it's very thin. And even the shades are really good for Indian skin tone especially. They do have a lot of olive and yellow undertones or neutral undertones as well, which I really feel looks good on our Indian skin tone. So you will get a lot of shades. I think they have around 30 shades. I will leave it on the screen as to how many shades Fenty has. And I'm in the shade 230. So this is the Fenty Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation. I think the packaging is really cool. This is their matte foundation, which comes in a frosted glass bottle. And this is their new hydrating foundation. Color wise, I think they've kept the same color scheme. You get frosted glass over here while you get like a plastic squeezy tube. But they do have a pump in both of your foundations. So I think that's really good. It's very sanitary, where you don't have to use a doe foot applicator, because I am a makeup artist and I like to keep things clean and hygienic. So I think this is great as to both of them having a pump. Weight wise, this does feel more heavy and luxurious, but I think if you're traveling, you're going to like this packaging much better. As to the amount of product that comes in both of them, you do get the same amount of product, that is 32 ml, that is 1.08 fluid ounces. So you get the same product. It ranges to the same price point. I will leave the price point here. I think it is around $35 or $36. I will leave it around here on the screen. I'm going to go ahead and apply the Fenty Hydrating Foundation on this side of my face, and we can check out the coverage and how glowy and luminous it is. So I've taken about half a pump. It is not very liquidy. I mean, it is a little runny and it is thin, but it's not very liquidy as compared to other hydrating foundations. Right off the bat, I feel like I'm using a little more of the hydrating foundation than I used of the matte. Probably coverage wise, I think it has less coverage than your matte foundation. But it's going on pretty nicely. So this is the hydrating foundation on this side. What do you guys think? I think it looks pretty good. I don't think it has as much coverage as the matte one, because I feel I used less product for the matte one and it covered more easily. While this, you can still see a few of my spots right here. But it's not too glowy. It's not too hydrating. You can definitely see it has more glow than the matte, but I don't think it's very dewy either. But it does have less coverage than your matte foundation. I'm gonna go ahead and build a little more. So I think I've used around one full pump for half of my face, while I used around half of a pump on this side of my face. So I think it does have less coverage. I'm just going to go ahead and just dab a little here. So this is my skin up close. As you can see, it's quite evened out. I really like the coverage on both the sides, even though the Fenty hydrating one has a little less coverage. This one, the matte one, has more coverage. But the way my skin looks, I think my skin looks really beautiful in both of the foundations. Consistency wise, both of them are quite thin. Color wise, I think the Fenty matte foundation in 230 is a little more warmer in the Fenty Hydrating Foundation in 230. So when I'm looking at my face, I feel this side looks a pinch warmer than this side, which I actually prefer. I prefer the matte color better than the hydrating color, but it's not that much of a difference, but it is a slight difference, so I don't think it's an exact shade. But finish wise, I really like both of them. I'm really liking the way my skin looks in both of them. It looks very healthy, it looks very your skin, natural, but better, you know. So I really like the coverage on both sides. So I'm going to use the products that I love and use on a everyday basis and which I trust, because I know none of the products will change the way I feel about the foundation. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do a fast forward process for you guys so you can see what products I'm using. I'm not going to waste so much time. So guys, I finished my makeup. I have done my concealer, my powder, my cream blush, my cream contour, my powder contour, my powder blush, and my powder highlight, and very subtle eye makeup. So I want to show a close-up of how my skin looks after I've done my full face of makeup. I'm not going to be setting my face because I want to see how these foundations apply or wear on their own without any added makeup fixing sprays. So I'm just going to be keeping my skin like this and going to give you all a wear test and a check-in. Probably one after 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours, and one after that. I'm going for a few errands. Also, I'm going to meet up with a few friends, so I'm going to give you all a check-in throughout. And I might be going for my daily exercise as well, so I might keep it on just to show you how it looks at the end of the day. So let's see how it goes, but I'm not going to add any setting spray or anything else as of that. If I do touch up with powder in necessary areas, I will mention those things, because I'm fine with touching up just a few areas if I get oily here or around my mouth, which is totally fine with me. Skin looks, I think both the sides look really good. Everything blended very well on either side. It's just this side looks obviously a little more glowy than this side, but they're feeling very comfortable. It's not feeling heavy on my skin. It's looking very natural, very good. I really like the coverage. I really like how everything blended. Nothing was patchy. All my loved and tried and tested products worked very well on these two foundations. So this is a close-up of my skin after I've applied my makeup. It looks pretty natural. It looks like my skin is just healthy. I've drank a lot of water. That's what it looks like. I feel both the sides look equally good. I'm not feeling heavy or nothing is caking around my nose as yet. Even everything looks good around my mouth as well. So yeah, both the foundations look identical. I feel it's just this side is a little more glowy, but coverage wise, finish wise, nothing looks heavy either. I really like how both of them are looking, and you can't really tell that their colors are not exactly the same now. I think they look quite even. You probably won't be able to tell that I do have two different foundations on my face. So guys, this is my first 2 hourly check-in. I did my makeup around 2 hours ago, and this is how my skin is looking. I think it's looking good. It's looking really good as of now. I might have gotten a little oily in this region, but this side of my face is a little more matte where I applied the matte foundation, while this side. So this side is definitely glowy, but it's nothing too much. I don't feel like I need to set it right now. I don't feel like I need to add any more powder as of now. But coverage wise, everything is still stayed pretty intact. I still feel it looks very good, very glowy, very fresh. So I really like how it looks. I think my skin looks pretty good. It looks glowy, natural, it looks very fresh. And I'm quite happy with both the sides of my face. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a zoom in also if you'd like to see. So yeah, this is the zoomed in angle of my face right now. It still looks good, it still looks fresh, nothing has faded. Everything looks pretty good. I'm just a little oily in this area, and also because of the lights it reflects a bit more. But I think everything is looking really great, and now I'm really liking this foundation. I loved Fenty anyway with their previous foundation. I think I'm going to like this one as well. So if you are somebody who's a little dry, you're going to love this foundation because it's thin, it has enough moisture, enough coverage, and it doesn't feel heavy. It feels very natural and it looks great. And the colors are also looking fine. I mean, when I first applied it, I felt this side looked a little warmer, which had the matte foundation, even though the shades were the same. But I think after I've done my full makeup, you can't really tell. Like, you can't really tell if I've put two different foundations on my face. So I'm going to be doing another check-in, hopefully 2 more, to show how long this foundation wears. And I will let you all know if I do powder in any regions. If I do, maybe I'll just do a little bit here and around my mouth. But otherwise, I think it looks really good, really fresh, and I'm loving it. Hey guys, this is my 5-hourly check-in, and as you can see, I'm quite glowy in this region. I might even say oily. I feel like I need to add a bit of powder in this region specifically, like in my T-zone, and next to my nose is where I generally get very oily. So, but the foundation is still intact. I've been out and about. I also got a little wet in the rain. But it looks pretty good, and it looks really good. It's not too oily, but I'm also going to the gym, so I'm going to do a check-in after that as well. Let's see how these two foundations hold up. But definitely the matte side is less oily than the hydrating side. But I asked a few people as well as to which side they preferred, and most of the votes were for the hydrating foundation. They all feel it looks more natural, it looks more glowy, it looks like skin. So yeah. Hey guys, this is the last and final check-in. I think it's been about 7 to 8 hours since I have my makeup on. So I think I've worn it for a good amount of time for you to understand as to how long it wears and how oily or greasy or it gets, or if it sinks into any of my lines. So I normally get creasing around my mouth a little bit over here and under my chin. But I'm going to give you a close-up as to how the foundations are looking. So keeping in mind that I powdered my face just once before I went to the gym, that was around 8:30 p.m. around 3-4 hours after I did my makeup, and I powdered just the T-zone and around my nose and around my mouth. And I've gone to the gym, I've come back, I've eaten food, I've done a lot of things throughout the day, and this is how it's looking with just powdering it once. So definitely this side is a little more glowier than this side. But coverage wise, also the matte foundation has better coverage than the dewy foundation. But I asked a lot of people as to which side they like better and why, and almost every single person has told me that the right side of my face with the hydrating long wear foundation looks better than the matte side of my face. So if I look at my skin closely, I think it's really not bad for a 7-hour wear. I mean, the foundation has faded around my mouth a bit, and it doesn't really look heavy anywhere. Even the matte foundation, I think it looks pretty good. It looks pretty much like my skin. Yeah, I don't really have any negatives to talk about. I really don't mind powdering my face once or twice a day if I'm wearing it for such a long time. I do carry my MAC Studio Fix powder with me, so if I do feel that I need to touch up, I can always do it on the go. So it's not such a big deal that I do have to touch up once in a while. And mind you, I have used a pore filling primer in my T-zone. Otherwise, coverage wise, the matte foundation has a tad bit more coverage. Color wise, I have been told that the Fenty Hydrating foundation is a better match for me than the matte foundation. But I feel that they kind of look the same now. I don't really think that the color is off in any of the places. And I don't really have any negatives to say. If you are somebody who has dry skin, you will really love the Fenty Hydrating foundation. And if you are someone who is kind of normal to oily, you will definitely like the matte finish foundation. But coverage wise, pretty similar. Finish wise, both of them are great. And longevity wise, they are equally good because both of them had stayed on my face. So nothing is really rubbed off. It's just a little bit over here, which I have my problem area with a few of my acne spots. But otherwise, it's looking amazing. And even after I've gone to the gym, that means it is quite long wearing. And I haven't set my makeup with a setting spray. I did powder my face. So yeah, this is the end of the check-in and the wear time and the wear test. So guys, if you all did like this video, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So guys, please do also check my description box because it has all the details about the foundation, what products I'm wearing, where my earrings are from, where my top is from, what camera am I using, or even the software. So all of the details are mentioned in my description box. Also, don't forget to follow me on my social media on my Instagram and on Facebook. I'm Makeupbybandana on both those places. And I will see you all on my next one.